Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 1st. Let's get going. Another slow day today, so I decided to hang with Yuko and get burgers. Afterwards, I get some coffee at Cafe Chagall, and I guess I'm smooth now. When I get back to the dorm, Chihiro calls and asks if we can go on a date this Sunday. I figure, what the hey, why not? And I head to bed. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 2nd. Let's get going. Chihiro comes up to me at lunch and wants to hang, and I already planned to. We end up getting coffee, and Chihiro starts to look a little pale, so we head to the drugstore to get her some medicine. She gets hit on her way out, and I step in and get the goofy weed to run away. Chihiro's still shook, so I do my best to calm her down. I think I freak her out a little. Oh well, it'll all blow over. I head into the drugstore and resupply for the upcoming full moon, then talk to Tanaka since my charm went up. I still keep my distance since Maya said he was shady, and I hit up karaoke and study before bed. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 3rd. Let's get going. In class, we learn about the tale of Genji, an old classic Japanese work of literature. The author's famous for being on the 2,000 yen bill, which means she's about as famous as President Jackson. Junpei gets called on in class, and since she's an author, I tell him to say she won a Nobel Prize. Silly Junpei. Now we'll never know the answer. I go talk to Fuckface since we're so close to being done with his social link, and unfortunately, there was no progress today. I get back to the dorm, and Fuka tells me I should check my calendar. I do, and notice that exams start on the 14th, so get those questions in. I head to Game Panic and play the horror game, as I need to be a badass to talk to Fuka, and then sleep when I get back. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 4th. Let's get going. I decided to hang with Yuko today. We head to the field to find the 4th graders celebrating their victory over the 6th graders in the race. Well, they actually tied, but the 6th graders were impressed, so they said they could use the playground. The kids run off after calling Yuko One-chan. Yuko says this feels like a cheesy made-for-TV movie, and I agree, but only because it literally is a game. She also suggests we have a party to celebrate her first coaching session, but she wants to have it at her house. Things are starting to heat up, and the game reminds me to be monogamous. So I take my leave here, and head to the mall, where I play the quiz game, and then head to sleep when I get back. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 5th. Let's get going. It's Sunday, and I made plans with Chihiro earlier this week, so we hang out. We actually catch a movie, but I guess Chihiro was so anxious about that weeb that hit on her this week that she felt she ruined it. I realize I have something she might like, so I give her the prize I won at the crane game. After we part ways, I hit up karaoke and study before bed. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 6th. Let's get going. I head to practice after class, and it's pretty uneventful. Tomorrow is the full moon, so I do everything I can to rest up. I take a couple pisses, I even go to my bed early. Notice that I did not save, however. That will come back to bite me tomorrow. Oh well, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 7th, and it's a full moon. They've been finding the lost in pairs, in an area with a lot of love hotels. So we wander into one, and come across the boss for the day. I mentioned yesterday that I forgot to save, and I only remembered right before walking into this boss. I figured the full moons couldn't be as bad as the Tartarus bosses. Fuck. I head in again, and on my third attempt I finally beat the boss, after learning to be crit again. Unfortunately, we're locked in the room. I come across a mirror, and... After getting stuck in a time loop of questions, I regroup with a freshly cleaned Yukari in the game. I break some mirrors and encounter the second boss of the day, but it charms me and breaks my heart. I choose Junpei instead of Mitsuru, because this second boss uses fire, and we win on our 5th run through the day. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 8th. Let's get going. Now that the full moon is over, we have some time to rest, is what I would say if there weren't exams in 6 days. Remember to comment any questions you have. They might get answered. Miss Toriumi gives us a real-ass English lesson, complete with nonsense names for techniques no one uses. This lesson is about comma splices, a cheap replacement for the semicolon. After absolutely nailing that question, I go see Edogawa, since I'm tired because of yesterday. I decide to not drink the medicine though, as Liz wants a sample of it for reasons. Since exams are soon, most social links have magically disappeared, so I study in the library. Back at the dorm, the girls all disappear too, and since Junpei is sulking like a little baby, I hit up Game Panic and study before bed. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 9th. Let's get going. Ono-sensei is getting dangerously close to teaching about his true passion, the samurai, so he's running through lessons as fast as possible. Ono even says that this stuff will be on next week's finals, which worries me. He calls on me and asks a question about Japanese laws, and I honestly guess. And I guessed right. With my newfound knowledge, I head to the library to learn more, and hopefully squeeze out one more knowledge level up before finals. When I get back to the dorm, my phone rings, and it's Liz, calling to tell me we can go deeper in Tartarus. She also tells me I can finally feed that starving cat, just not now as it's nighttime. I decide instead to hit up Mandragora for old time's sake, become fearless, and study before bed. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 10th. Let's get going. It's time for another of Edogawa's lessons on magic. Today's a bit of a deviation, however, as he goes in depth on the various effects religion has had on magic. As someone super into theology, I ate this lesson up like the Eucharist. I get called on today, and as I've been hyper-focused on Edogawa's lessons, I nailed that correct answer. After class, I study a bit, since finals are coming up. Remember, you can comment any questions you have, whether they're about Persona, this series, or even personal things. Then the night, I hit up the horror game at Game Panic and study. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 11th. Let's get going. Ono-sensei has finally gotten to the samurai he so dearly loves. I get called on because I don't look like a samurai, but using context clues, I can avoid being thrown off the ship. I get a text from Akihiko stating that Ikutsuki will be coming by tonight, and I remember Liz wants me to feed the cat, so I finally give him the cat food I bought 2 months ago. I go buy some more before heading back to study in the library. At the dorm, we relay everything that happened on the 7th to Ikutsuki, but Yukari interrupts him to grill Mitsuru over information she found. Apparently, 10 years ago there was a big explosion at Gekkoukan High, and students went missing similarly to our situation. Mitsuru lore dumps on us, and says that her grandfather was trying to harness the power of shadows as infinite energy or something, and that the Kirijo group is the reason Tartarus and the Dark Hour exist. Yukari says this is bullshit, and throws shade at Akihiko, but Ikutsuki says if we defeat all 12 shadows, Tartarus and the Dark Hour will disappear. With this newfound purpose, I hit up Game Panic and study before bed. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 12th. Let's get going. It's Sunday, and everybody's doing their own thing. Akihiko goes to see Shinjiro to reminisce about the past. Shinjiro says to cut the crap, tell him the real reasons here, so Aki tells him we figured out how to destroy Tartarus. We cut to Fuka, whose room is incredibly cute, being visited by Mitsuru. She asks Fuka to dig up as much information about the incident 10 years ago as possible, and asks if she resents her. Fuka says she feels useful and important here, which would be adorable if she didn't sound like a speak and spell. Speaking of things that can't speak or spell, Junpei's being a sad boy outside the movie theater. He seems to blame me for all his problems for some reason. After watching Yukari's sad post and monologue, it's my turn for a super emotional Sunday. I purchased a pair of Defense Mode Crocs for $100 and play games with Maya for the rest of the day. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 13th. Let's get going. Exams start tomorrow, so today's your last day to get any questions in for the Q&A. Miss Terauchi tells us we should be forming relationships this summer, and I guess staying up to listen to the lecture makes me smart. I go feed the cat, and he seems a little healthier today. After studying in the library, I make my way back to the dorm to be confronted with an awkward silence. Fuka breaks it by asking about summer plans, and Junpei quotes Shikamaru.
Ugh, what a drag.
While Gaara's sitting across the table. Ikutsuki shows up out of nowhere and suggests we go to Yakushima for our vacation. Mitsuru objects, but ultimately relents. This makes Junpei excited, and for once, I agree with Yukari.
Ugh, men.
After the meeting, I karaoke and study.
Dude, I am stoked.
I have to go buy a swimsuit.
Hey, don't worry. I got an extra pair you can borrow.
Nice try, man.
Are you going to swim too, Ikutsuki-san?
I'm afraid I can't.
Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 14th. Let's get going. Exams start today, and so does our second Q&A. Our first question comes from Duncan Von Doom. He wants me to show my Persona build. I'm actually slightly farther ahead than today's date, but I haven't done any combat since the full moon, so these stats are up to date. I noticed I have an unleveled Pixie in here, specifically so that I can use that dogshit move Frolic. I'm also happy to note that this Jack Frost is ride or die with me for the rest of the game. I've committed. All in all, I think I'm pretty well off in terms of strength. Our next question comes from and they ask who my favorite Persona character is and why. Aesthetically, like in terms of visual design, I really like Marie from P4G. The plaid skirt and loose necktie, as well as the sleeves and stockings, just hit all my points. Personality-wise, I think I'd have to go with Kenji from Persona 3. Just kidding, it's Miss Beep Boop herself, Makoto Nijima. The sheltered yet punky, take-no-shit attitude really resonates with me. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 15th. Let's get going. Today's question comes from good friend of the channel, Photos by Javril. To answer his question, are there any facts that I've retained from classes, the first thing that comes to mind is a question from Persona 5. It's about the 4-color theorem, which is that any map can be colored with just 4 colors, so that each boundary doesn't share a color. It sticks out, because I got it wrong on my first playthrough, and I thought it was a fake fact. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 16th. Let's get going. Louis C. Animates asks what my thoughts are on FemC. I love the idea of her. I don't have very much experience with her as a character, but I know she gets a little arc in Persona Q2. I might just end up playing Portable for her route. Keeping on theme, Sad Opie asks who my favorite party member is besides the pro tag. At this point, it's Akihiko. He seems to be carrying me pretty hard. It's like he has on-demand crits or something. It's nuts. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 17th. Let's get going. Everyone wants to know my thoughts on Persona 3 Reload. I'm actually super excited. I'm a little worried in regards to what they'll change, and I have some more hot takes about what shouldn't be removed. Fatigue! But overall, I'm stoked. I just hope that FemC and the answer are included in some way. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 18th. Let's get going. Exams are finally over. Thank you to everyone that asked a question, and I genuinely am sorry I couldn't get to everyone. There are a few that I may bring back for next time. Thankfully, Junpei's sorry too, for all the dickish sulking he's been doing since the full moon.
Anyway, that's all history. It's you and me now, bro.
We decide to go on a group date to celebrate, and as we make our way out of school, Fuka gets stopped by her Gyaru friend. Akihiko also lets us know that Ikutsuki may have found another party member, and wouldn't you know it, there he is now. Unfortunately, it's a little kid, so I don't think he'll be all that helpful anytime soon. After getting home, I decide to head to the mall to enjoy the first free time I've had in a while. Instead of enjoying myself, I spent 70,000 yen trying to get the best crane game prize, Jack Frost dolls. Afterwards, I get myself some coffee, grab my Super Defense Mode Crocs, and head to bed. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 19th. Let's get going. It's Sunday Fun Day, and you know what that means. Tanaka time. Unfortunately, I'm broke on account of the crane game fiasco from last night, so no shopping for me. Instead, I notice Maya's online, so I hop onto Persona and get to playing. She seems to be in a good mood today, and she rants about Mr. E and how he's up her ass. She logs off, saying she's going to shower, and I guess that's the day for me. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 20th. Let's get going. It's vacation time. Mitsuru brings us to her ritzy summer home on Yakushima and shows us around before we meet her pirate dad. Afterwards, we head to the beach, and, Vic, your manana is showing. Please stop ogling the high school girls. He even asked me who my type is, and I'm about as honest as I can be, and said that Fuka looks pretty cute. Apparently, Junpei's not the only one watching us. We sit down with Mr. Kirijo, and he shows us a movie that stars Yukari's dad. I guess he was a scientist for the Kirijo group 10 years ago when that explosion happened. Yukari gets up and runs out in anger at her dad not winning an Emmy, and Mitsuru asks me to follow her. I find her at the beach, where she seems to be having an existential crisis about why she's helping us.
You think you know me?
She calms down and thanks me for listening to her troubles, and then the game gives me the chat option of going in for a hug, which I do. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's July 21st. Let's get going. The girls went off hiking, so Junpei crafts a genius plan.
Operation Babe Hunt.
Wait, what?
Night watch. Babe hunt.
I say it sounds like a hassle, and Akihiko agrees, but he appoints me leader, considering this is an operation.
White woman spotted.
Operation Babe Watch Maid Hunt kicks off great, with Junpei floundering with some college girls. Akihiko doesn't do so well either, hitting on girls that already have boyfriends. I come across what I know to be a dude in a bikini, and I try to pawn Junpei off on him. Me and Aki berate Junpei for causing problems, just as we spot the most beautiful robot in the world. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 22nd. Let's get going. It's the last day of our vacation, and everyone mutually agrees to spend it relaxing. Junpei goes off on his own just as the girls get to the beach. Aigis is with them, and Junpei runs up to get Aigis to go swimming with him. After a brief discussion on the definition of fun, Fuka asks if it's okay for Aigis to go swimming, and we all collectively shrug. Ikutsuki shows up to the beach in a full suit to remind us not to be late to the boat tomorrow, and my bond with the team strengthens. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 23rd. Let's get going. While we were all gone making friends with XJ9, Shinjiro was visited by none other than Assassin Jesus. They give him some capsules, and I guess we're famous now, since they ask about us and what we're doing during the dark hour. Assassin Jesus has a mini meltdown when he finds out we're trying to get rid of Tartarus, and then he leaves. I want to give a quick happy birthday to Hyoto. I hope they're enjoying the day in Persona 3. We made it back home! Aigis is here now, and she doesn't really understand human interaction, but I figure we should be fine, and go back to my favorite activity, karaoke. When I get home, I hit the hay. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 24th. Let's get going.
Good morning.
Astro Girl is here to wake me up early, apparently. Yukari comes to get me to help look for her,
I am not a girl.
but she's already here. Yukari scolds her, but little Miss Reploid here suggests we become bunk buddies. Honestly, I don't really care. I just want to get to school, check my exam results. I placed in the top 10, and to celebrate, I feed the cat, then visit our old pal Kenji. I decide to head to Tartarus, and I even fuse Taki Mikazuchi from Persona 4. In our first fight, I learn about Orgia Mode, which lets custom Robo go haywire in exchange for a big power boost. And she's cracked. I level up while on my way up the tower, and enter the next block, Yabasha. We make it to floor 72, and get jumped by the New World Order. But after an extremely long fight, we beat them. We climb a little bit higher and make it to the next roadblock, floor 85, before we call it. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 25th. Let's get going. Edogawa is subbing for a teacher, and today's special lesson is about alchemy. Alchemy is actually a really cool subject mentioned in tons of topics, including psychology. Edogawa goes full Jordan Peterson and starts talking about Jungian psychology, and I definitely can't sleep through that. After class, the kendo coach comes to me and tells me I have summer practice, since there's a big tournament August 2nd. Yay. Anyway, it's Yuko, everybody. We go on a cute snack date since there's no practice. Meanwhile, Shinjiro gets visited by Assassin Jesus again. They've been tracking us, and have found out about Cortana. They say they're going to take us down, but Shinjiro seems pretty indifferent.
Hello.
Ken's here! To avoid socializing, I had to get some coffee. This has the exact opposite intended effect, as I become popular. Speaking of being popular, Yuko calls me when I get back to ask me on a date tomorrow, and I say yes before studying. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 26th. Let's get going. I have a date with Yuko today, and we end up doing karaoke. We have a good time, and after a few innuendo, I suggest we take this party back to her place. I guess Yuko doesn't want me to come over for some reason, and she suggests we go to a cafe instead. I give her a little good luck charm, and then go to the cafe after she leaves to go clean and do whatever girls do, I guess. Oh well, at least the coffee's good. I end the day with some studying. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 27th. Let's get going. Summer practice starts today. Yuko works me extra hard. I think she's mad about yesterday. We head to Tartarus and fight, well, heads. I try Jack Brothers out to get an all-out attack and see how long the fight will take, and it looks to be a long one. It has Mind Charge and Matsuyonga, and I have flashbacks. I regroup and kick Chibi Robo and Yukari out of the party, as they're weak to electricity and start again. I have Takemi Katsuchi, who is immune to Zeo skills, so I coast for a little bit before the boss hits me with a 3-piece combo of Elect Break, Mind Charge, Matsuyonga. I fuse Ares as its materials let him inherit Dodge, Wind, and Electric, and I use Rakunda to drop the boss's defense for Akihiko to clean up. We find a nice rhythm that consists of me swapping between Mikatsuchi and Ares to play support while Aki does the heavy lifting, even landing a few crits to speed things up.
I've been waiting for this.
We clear Yabasha with tons of time to spare, and head home for the night. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 28th. Let's get going. I start the day off with summer practice, and I struggle to land a point. After practice, I head to the mall to replenish my supplies for the upcoming full moon. I learned my lesson from last month. I also feed my Hiho some steroids. Yes, my Jack Frost has 27 luck, and no, I won't stop until he has 99. To finish the day, I head to karaoke and study. These next few days are gonna be boring. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 29th. Let's get going. Another day, another summer practice. I'd regret joining Kendo, but I get to see Yuko, so it isn't all bad. After taking a piss, I head to the mall to waste my summer vacation away getting smarter. I play the quiz game and study before bed. I get woken up during my state-mandated extra hour of sleep by Fuka, who's detected a shadow outside Tartarus. Akihiko was nearby, so he went to go take care of it, but when he got there it was already gone. He says the little fella who took care of it's injured, so we all head to the shrine to find Koromaru is the one who defeated the shadow. C-3PO steps in and translates Doganese. Mitsuru gets a vet for the goodest boy Koromaru, and we're on our way. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 30th. Let's get going. Only a few days left for practice now. I can't wait to have free time again.
Hi, how was your day?
I get home and converse with everyone, and Junpei says he's worried a monkey might get a Persona next. Get on it, Atlas. I had to karaoke today. I hope Reload introduces some more ways to raise social stats, or I'm just dumb and haven't explored more of the game, because karaoke's kinda getting old. I also study when I get home, then get shoved into the dark hour.
Good evening.
Pharos is here to ask how I'm doing, and to remind me of the full moon. Then he takes off. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's July 31st. Let's get going. Only one more day of practice left. I finally land a clean hit, which means practice is actually working. I get back to the dorm and discover Ikutsuki-san is visiting. We speak a little about Koromaru's potential before he calls me funny. Huh. Anyway, I'm off to drink some coffee, since Mandragora is busy, it being Friday and all, and I study when I get back to the dorm.